We've analyzed their attack, sir, and there is a threat. Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of Zareth Prevails. We have big news with the new Rebel fleet. We're getting the Dash Rendar ship, the Outrider, which is cool. I mean, it's in the same ship family, if there is such a thing, as the Millennium Falcon, and of course it shoots like 5 times because that's what Dash does. And there's a lot of things going on here, though, guys. There's the kit itself. And then we're gonna look at Jin's new update. She's basically the same thing, and then we're gonna talk just a little bit about the implications of all of this because there's a lot here, guys. I mean, why isn't Bodhi a pilot? Maybe we'll get an update to Bodhi at some point too. Why didn't he get an Omicron? What's going on? Why is he so worthless? Anyways, we're going to talk about the kit here real quick first. So we've got, first off, all right, here's the developer insights, guys. And if you want to read all the lore and stuff, you should feel free to just go to the forums and do that. I'm not going to really take time to comment on that. But where is the FAQ on it, though? Here we go. FAQ. Can this ship enable a Home 1 led fleet to one-shot the Executor? No, but it should help it hold its own against many other fleets it couldn't previously. I don't know what other fleets other than Executor it couldn't hold its own against. I mean, I guess maybe it would be struggling against the new Empire fleet with the TIE Interceptor and stuff. Though, I don't know if this changes anything against that particular fleet, frankly. Maybe it does, but this seems... otherwise, like, it already beats Negotiator, and it actually already beat Negotiator anyways, even with the TIE Bomber on it. There were a couple builds at least, and... I don't know. There's a lot of interesting things. So no, it's not going to help us beat the best fleet in the game. But note that it says Home 1 led fleet. It doesn't say any other fleet. Like maybe it helps the Endurance beat Executor. Probably not. But all right, let's look at the kit here. So it's cool art. The CG does a good job at art, at least. I mean, they have a very competent thumbnail. I use these photos for my thumbnails so much because it's actually good art. It's very impressive. It looks nice. He's destroying some rocks. That's good. We need to tell people to kick rocks sometimes, or as the Outrider does, shoot rocks sometimes. Okay, so he's support. He's a cargo ship, rebel, scoundrel, smuggler. I don't know how many smuggler ships do we even have. I'm guessing that Han's Millennium Falcon is, and then I don't know, I guess we can look in a minute here, but okay, so it's a daring rebel support. Rebel support, nothing says daring like a support character, that increases the download of allied ships. The download. It increased the down... I swear I thought that was a typo when they said it. I'm like, what? Increase... That's a sentence I don't think I've ever said, was increase the download. Like, we need more download. It's like cowbell. But we've got basic illegal laser cannons. These are illegal, guys. So they're rebel. They've got smuggler, they're scoundrels. They're crazy, man. Look at what they do. They deal damage 3 times to target enemy and inflict critical damage down for 2 turns. Critical damage down, the debuff that no one ever notices. Concealed concussion missiles, especially critical damage down. Well, I guess critical damage down. That might be okay. I don't think it matters. We're not playing him for his basic. Okay, so there's these concealed concussion missiles. Cooldown 4. So if we can remember, this is with a Home 1 fleet at least initially. So it dispels all buffs on an enemy. It hits them 5 times. Inflicts target lock, which can't be resisted. Each instance of damage reduces the target's defense by 5% for the rest of the encounter. So, I don't know, if you hit Houndstooth a couple times with this, like, imagine with Home 1 and they reset your, you get the ultimate and you're able to do this 2 times in a row to Houndstooth. 50% less defense seems good, though I don't know how you get to your ultimate, but and are able to hold off on this one. So I don't know, you probably just end up using this. But then Rebel allies gain 5% turn meter for each critical hit. Now, we don't have ship mods or anything awesome like that, so who knows how often he's going to crit, frankly. I mean, because it's 5 different times, is that 5 different checks to see if they crit? What if he has advantage? Is that just for the first shot? I have no idea. But one way or another, this is going to give a lot of turn meter, and you already get a lot of turn meter for the Rebel fleet, so that's pretty neat. There's emergency repairs. So that sounds like an extremely thrilling ability. Like, let's use... What's he even doing? He's just like flying a little loop-de-loop, and Biggs is like, hey, thanks for the repairs. Like, you looked at me. That's cool. All Rebel allies recover 20% health and protection and gain speed up and tenacity up. That's pretty good. Tenacity up is a very interesting one. You don't get that too often, but remember, it's just Rebel allies. So if you have any friends there, you're like, oh, sorry, Ebonhawk, but screw you. Like, go screw yourself, and that's fine. Oh, I bet Lando's Falcon is also Smuggler, for what it's worth. Alright. I like this, they recover 20% health and protection, so that's like a good end of the match ability. It's a cooldown 3, but you get banner recovery. That's not nothing. And then you have download. This is where we increase the cowbell. Download, progress starts at 0% as it increased by 1% whenever a Rebel ally scores a critical hit. Now, I don't know about you guys, I hate the galactic challenges where they're like, hey, you need to go crit. You have to do 15 crits before you're done, and you're like, dear lord, I hope that I can actually crit, even with a Rebel fleet where you get advantage a lot. Sometimes it can be really difficult. So this seems like it's going to be really tough to get, though my guess is that it sounds tougher than it actually will be. I bet, and it looks like we get an ult, kind of, for that. So it requires 100% download progress to activate. So you have to download, in order to download something, you have to finish the download. It's amazing. But, okay, so it's unique critical intel. So the Outrider gains 60% crit chance. So he already has enough crit chance. So that's nice. And the granted ability, data transmission until it is defeated. So data transmission, limit 1 use per battle. It's a granted ability. So it dispels all debuffs on all Rebel allies. They recover 50% health and protection. Grant Rebel allies Suprosa supercomputer for the rest of the encounter, which can be copied, dispelled, blah, blah, blah. So the Suprosa gives So it gives all Rebel allies this supercomputer thing until it's prevented, blah, blah, blah. Let's see. So it gives bonuses based on the roll. Attacker AI. So the attackers, it's not AI, that's an at. That's it's not an I, guys, just so you're aware. At the start of turn, dispel stealth and taunt from all enemies. That seems good, except I guess if it get against Executor, they've got breach, so that's another issue. From all enemies. And inflict defense down for 1 turn on a random enemy. Defense down on 1 random enemy. Woo, that's crazy. But it's at the start of the turn. It could be okay. So tanks, all Rebel allies recover 10% health and protection. So that's nice. Support at the end of the turn. Inflict target lock for support. So that's what Dash will be doing for 2 turns, and remove 20% turn meter from a random enemy. Note that it doesn't say it's undispellable, or it's irresistible, so target lock may or may not be applied, frankly. And removing the 20% turn meter from a random enemy may also not be applied, unless you have some kind of really high potency character, which our poor Rebel Y-Wing has like 0 potency. So, reinforcement ability. All Rebel allies gain the extra download progress for each Rebel reinforcement. So, I don't know if they're... Are we missing something? So we have the data transmission here, but it's not linked to this download. So we get to download to activate, and I don't know. Maybe I'm just being crazy here. Let's see. So it gains 60%. So critical intel. I mean, where does it say, like, can we just immediately use this data transmission? It seems like not. It seems like we have to earn it from the download thing, because otherwise it doesn't say anything good about downloads. Like, what? So data transmission? Is this the same thing as download? You know what? Hold on a sec, guys. I'll be right back. Okay, I am back, and alright, so this is our new Tuscan meathead guy, because Crumb is gone and Doja is super gone. A crit hit equals download percentage increase, great. So this is a developer, but by the way, the community manager is saying, well, once you get to 100% download, then you can activate the Suprosa supercomputer. So that means that here, so you get the critical intel, you get the data transmission, you get the Suprosa madness. Let's see. Alright, so you get the date. It's just not linked right now. It's very confusing, but whatever. My guess is that you don't have like this meaningless quest that you get to 100% download progress, and then they're just like, here, congratulations, like here's your certificate in download progress. Like you don't just get a certificate, you also get to use the Suprosa computer, you get to do all this stuff. So, cool, I guess. I mean, do the rebels really need this? I don't know. Like what did they need to kill now that they couldn't before? We're gonna get more ships, so maybe that's part of it. And then, okay, so we've also got Jin Urso's upgrade. So the biggest thing, in my opinion here, guys, is so the Omicron is just pure balls. It's territory wars, and it's not good. So the other thing, though, so let's see, the old text for her unique, and this is a Zeta. Jin is immune to stun and gains 10% potency each time she scores a critical hit. So this, remember, this is an older kit. It doesn't say to want 10% stacking potency, so that you know how old it is, because now they would say stacking, is my guess. And then the other one says, new final text. Rogue One allies are immune to buff immunity. So this is like a leadership ability, just in here unique. Jin is immune to stun. I wish that they had given immune to stun to all Rogue One. That would have been cool. But then the Territory Wars Omicron. Rogue One gain all these meaningless things and do meaningless, stupid things. So the Zeta is upgraded, and that's it. So that's basically it, guys. That's what we've got. So hooray for that. Yay, hey, hooray. And yeah, that's it for the kit. Now, in terms of implications, so it seems good. Like, we don't know if it's faster than Biston, so we don't know where it's going to fit in the hierarchy. We don't know how easy it is to just focus down and kill right off the bat. Like, there's a few different question marks we have. And I think the biggest question mark, though, guys, is really what are they planning? What's the use of this ship? Like, I don't think anyone was saying that we needed more rebel ships here. Let's actually go to the game for a second. Whoa, we're in the game, blah blah blah. So, all right, we've got Home 1, which is obviously the rebel fleet, and then Radis is they're probably done. They're like, fine, we'll give you another ship. Just please stop whining about that. We've got the TIE Echelon, which they said that TIE Echelon wasn't supposed to help us kill Executor, but that's been a very consistent counter these days. And then we've got 2 Galactic Republic ships. We've got 3 Empire ships, though of course one of them is, of course, the Executor, and that's more of a bounty hunter ship. We've got 1 Separatist fleet, and, you know, we can fit all of the Separatists there. So, like, really, one of these Empire fleets is kind of an empty nester, and so is Endurance, because Endurance is demonstrably worse than Negotiator, at least currently. Even though Mace just got 3 Zetas, that ship still sucks balls. So, here's the thing about all of this. Rebels can field a full Rebel fleet already. They already just can. And it's one of the few that actually can't. Ooh, guys, let's real quick. Can we just... Oh, is there not a smuggler? Oh, I just don't know the alphabet. No, there isn't a smuggler tag yet. There's scoundrels. There's no smuggler, though. Okay. Alright, so... Anyways... Yeah, there's no smuggler tag until now, which they don't add tags lightly, so there's probably going to be something to do with smugglers at some point. I don't know. I have no idea, but we already have a bunch of Rebel ships. In fact, we don't use Ghost that often. We don't, like, Phantom you could Sometimes they take Phantom for fun, for insurance purposes. Sometimes it's actually useful a tiny bit. Wedge's X-Wing is, people say that it's way better than it actually is because its reinforcement ability, they say it's way more useful against Executor than it actually is. I've never seen someone use it well. Maybe I'm just blind. But people are like, oh, it should have worked well, but it didn't do it because of this. I'm like, well, you didn't read the kit, apparently, because he only gets the cool thing on his reinforcement, and then it just gets dispelled, and it's stupid, because Houndstooth takes a turn. But, anyways, we already have a good Home 1 fleet. It already kills things. I think they're angling to give us a new... I think we're getting a new fleet. I think we're getting a new Rebel fleet at some point. That's my opinion, at least. And, I don't know, there's... Yes, we need more Galactic Republic ships so that we can actually use an actual fleet. Like, the Endurance can kind of, he's like, hey, cool, I can use, like, Jedi Consular and, you know, maybe, like, Rex, depending on the build, maybe Clone Sergeant, and then Negotiator needs everything else. So really, Endurance doesn't have a fleet. But all Endurance would need is a couple, like, why not give the Bad Batch ship a go? Why not do that? Or why not give us more Empire fleets? We're going to probably get, like, the 8th Brother ship, the TIE Advanced from him, is my guess. And, you know, we need more ships. We need more starfighters. But I've argued for a while now that we also need more capital ships, because right now, one fundamental difference between fleets and Squad Arena is Squad Arena you can attack 200 times if you wanted to. If you're running the zone and you wanted to attack someone 200 times, you just use one character each time and attack. We have like 40-something ships, and we can't attack 40-something times in ships if we wanted to. We can attack a total of 9 times at maximum if we want to, and that's if we don't set any fleet on defense. We have to place 3 fleets on defense now, so we can attack a total of 6 times if we wanted to. Though, of course, 2 of those fleets are pretty defunct, like Executrix and or Chimera. Like, one of those 2 is going to be really good with all these cool enterprising young Empire fleets or ships here. And then, of course, Endurance can't do anything. It's just kind of worthless. And so what we currently have is just this really weird situation where we need more starfighters for sure, but we can also adapt to the point of, I mean, I see people using 4-man fleets all the dang time. That happens all the time. People use 4-man fleets, and so I almost think that we can kind of adapt to that. We need more capital ships, honestly, so that we can actually attack more. We need more meaningful attacks as well, and so giving us another Rebel ship seems a little tone deaf to me, frankly. Like, how are we going to use all these Rebel ships? Like, the Outrider certainly is good enough. Once he's 7 stars, like, he'll push someone important out. But I don't know what that does. Like, that just gives us more ships for the, like, land of castaway ships. I think they're angling to give us a Rebel fleet. I think they're going to give us, like, Red 5. That's, if I had to pick something right now, gun to my head, for the next Conquest character, I would say it's going to be Red 5. That's my guess. Maybe I'm just totally off, but I think that could be it. And as far as the Rebel fleet goes, there's a couple different options for commander. So we could get Admiral Raddus, which would be cool. And then we get the Profundity, that's his Mon Cal cruiser, and then we get the confusion of taking Holdo and the Raddus, or taking Raddus and the Profundity. So people are like, hey, just take Raddus, you're good. And people will be like, so what now? Like, which one do I use? And they'll be like, use the Mon Cal cruiser Raddus. And everyone's like, well, that doesn't actually do anything either, because that's what the other Raddus is. So there is that. Someone in one of the Discord servers that I was talking to has fronted the idea of maybe, like, taking from Legends again. We could do, like, the Dark Force with Garmbel Iblis, as if you guys are familiar with the EU, the expanded universe, the old Thrawn books. We could have like a flotilla of dreadnoughts or something commanded by Bail Iblis, which I would say normally that's totally out there. Like, that would never work. But I also would have never thought we're gonna get the Moldy Crow. Well, I don't know if we're getting the Moldy Crow. I never thought we'd get the Outrider. That was another idea I had, though. What about the Moldy Crow for Kyle Katarn? We could get the Moldy Crow. Frankly, like, at this point, I would be surprised if we didn't get it. That's Kyle Katarn's ship, like I said, because we already got Dash Rendar. I never thought we'd get Kyle Katarn or Dash Rendar, so why not get Garmbel Iblis and the Dark Force? That would be really cool. Just a bunch of battle dreadnoughts fighting. I think that would be really sick, guys, because we don't need... A lot of these ships are actually pretty functional, pretty good. I don't know. Home 1 is full up, guys. It's already really good, and I don't think the Outrider necessarily fits into what the Home 1 needs. Not to mention their plans. They very specifically worded, will Outrider help Home 1 beat Executor? No, it's not going to beat Executor because Home 1 is not going to... Home 1 is the past. We're going to get a new rebel, and then that new ship is probably going to be required for whatever next Galactic Legend, like Galactic Legend Leia, later in the year. That's my prediction. I don't know if it's true or not, if it's going to come to pass. But you know, we get Red 5, we get the Moldy Crow from Kyle Katarn, or maybe they make Tarkin. Like they give him a slight rework with the Executrix and make it so that he works well with Scoundrels or something like that. So that we get another fleet, because Scoundrels is another faction that we kind of just don't really have that much of a home for. You know, maybe... well, what do we have? We have Lando's Falcon. We don't really even have... Like, IG-2000 is kind of being left behind these days in fleets. I mean, maybe we don't even have the... But if we get the Moldy Crow, we get another Scoundrel. Or maybe we'll get Booster Terex, huge red Star Destroyer. That would also be really cool. From the X-Wing series, from the old Legend stuff. So I don't know, a lot of different things that I think are gonna happen. I think we absolutely do need more Empire, which I think we're gonna get at least some. That's some good Englishing, Zareth. Well done, well played. Goodly done. Anyways, we've got like Endurance. I don't know. It would be nice if it was good. It's like they finally made Mace decent, but is Endurance? It would be nice if you got good as well. We need more capital ships too, though, guys. Right now, we can only fail once or twice in ships, or we're just screwed unless we put complete garbage on fleets. Which, I mean, sometimes that's going to be the best strategy, frankly. I don't know. I don't even know what I'm going to do. But there's a lot going on here, guys. And I know this video kind of stretched a long time, but I think we need more capital ships because we need more ability to attack efficiently. Like, we can kind of adapt our attack plan. So why not give us another Rebel fleet? And that'll lead into a Rebel Galactic Legend, which we've needed for a while anyways. And meanwhile, maybe if they do give us another Rebel fleet, then maybe we get Bodhi Rook, who is one of the only characters from Rogue One who isn't a pilot. Maybe we make him the pilot of the series, mind you. He says, I'm the pilot. Maybe make him decent? I mean, look, Biston's a pilot. Cassian, K2, Scarif Rebel Pathfinder is a pilot. Jyn Erso is a pilot, and Bodhi Rook, the pilot, not only got passed over for an Omicron, which Jyn is also kind of awful, but Bodhi is one of the platonic ideals of awful. Why doesn't he get an Omicron? Give him a rework, give him a ship that's a rebel, and then he can go. He'd go with the profundity. We could have a whole Rogue One fleet. Hell, I mean, I don't think I want that, but. And then maybe we get Saw Gerrera so that he can lead some more rogue. Like, he could be Rogue One. He could be Resistance, or not Resistance. He couldn't be Resistance. He's too dumb for that. He could be Rebel Fighter, though. He could be a Rebel Fighter lead. Right now we have all these Rebel Fighters, and it's like, well, Mon Mothma can take 4 of them, but I don't know, guys. A lot of things that could be coming out, guys. Like, it'd be pretty cool to get Saw Gerrera, right? Let me know what you think. Thank you all so much for watching, and remember that in all things, Zareth prevails, and Bodhi Rook does not in any way. So stupid. Maybe we get Borg Gullet. I don't want that.